All right, so we got some of the best news that we could possibly get today. This is the best thing that I've heard in a long time. What is that, KTV? Caitlin Clark, let it be known, live on camera. I'm 100% healthy. We're about to get the GOAT back, y'all. We're about to get the damn GOAT back, and I can't wait. The GOAT is 100% ready to go. We got to break this down. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Listen, Clark's feeling like herself again. What she said just sent shockwaves, right? Caitlin Clark confirmed her health, live on camera, and everyone had been waiting for this news. It really signals that the undisputed GOAT is about to make her big return. No more guessing, no more whispers. She's totally ready to dominate. Get ready, because the comeback is officially on, and the WNBA is about to be put on notice. This declaration changes everything we thought we knew about her season.
We're hearing it from her mouth herself. This is something that people all off-season people, oh man, well, Caitlin's not saying what's going on with her injuries. And hey, we wanted to know directly from the horse's mouth. Why? Because we know we can't trust Stephanie White. We know for a fact, we can't trust Amber Cox, Kelly Crosskoff, and the Indiana Fever organization, which is why majority of us don't even want her training with the Fever this offseason. We want her to go train with Drew Hanlon or Chris Brickley somewhere.
The thing is, for months, the rumors were swirling, and it was fueled by her own words. She even admitted that injuries had kept her from casual activities. She couldn't play as much golf as she wanted because of ongoing issues. That was a subtle but clear sign of how much she was struggling. That personal insight showed just how intense her recovery journey was, making this recent announcement even more massive. Fans were trying to piece together bits of information, but this direct confirmation finally closed that chapter of uncertainty.
5-on-5 basketball activities, and I believe unrivaled. Look, listen, all of y'all run into these other leagues, the Project B's, the Unrivaled. You better, because she's 100%. And if there's a WNBA 2026 season, she's going to tear y'all asses up. Oh, it's going to be hell to pay. Trust me. She is going to have, she probably got names written down. MVP is already solidified. She's winning MVP next year if there's a season. She's winning that. Asia Wilson, you get that reign is over. You was lucky she was out this year. That reign is over.
Now, why was getting that direct confirmation so critical? Because trust in the Indiana Fever organization had totally disappeared. Fans weren't going to listen to official statements from Stephanie White, Amber Cox, or Kelly Crosskoff. They demanded to hear the truth straight from Clark herself. This deep skepticism really highlighted a huge transparency problem, basically forcing Clark to go around her own team's PR to reassure her massive fan base. The lack of faith was just palpable.
It's over. You was lucky she was out this year. That reign is over. I cannot wait for Caitlin Clark to be back, but I am still worried. Not only there's a CBA negotiations that's going on that the main people in the WNBPA don't seem to have much interest in. They seem to be worried about getting contracts with Project B. The other ones seem to be worried about running their league in Unrivaled. So it seems like it's a whole bunch of conflict of interest going on that could derail Caitlin Clark from annihilating.
And get this, the mistrust was so deep that many fans openly wanted Caitlin Clark to train away from the Fever facility this offseason. They were urging her to find elite trainers like Drew Hanlon or Chris Brickley in other states. They kept bringing up a troubling pattern. This extreme suggestion really speaks volumes about what people think are the shortcomings of her current environment. It's creating a totally unprecedented dilemma for a star player, and the organization's reputation is really hanging by a thread.
I'm still trying to get my bearings underneath me and my willingness to be open to the Indiana Fever and Stephanie White being trustworthy and doing right by Caitlin Clark. I have a bad feeling that we just can't trust them. We can't trust them, y'all. Like from the injury standpoint, where there was no transparency, I feel like we were clearly lied to about injuries. We had Scott Agnes and Chloe Peterson giving us different information. Not to blame them, because hey, salute to them. Y'all doing y'all jobs, trying to work, trying to get.
On top of that, the facility's reputation itself was under serious scrutiny. There were shocking claims that it seems like everybody just gets hurt within those walls. The speaker even brought up a disturbing incident where a trainer tore his Achilles there, which just reinforces all those fears about the environment. These accusations paint a pretty grim picture, raising serious questions about player safety and the quality of care they're getting. It makes fans genuinely worried about Clark's long-term well-being.
Ridiculous and embarrassing. It felt very scammy. It felt very, very scammy toward the people, and we just didn't like it. So I don't feel like we can trust y'all on the health and injury, the health and wellness front, but I also don't feel like I can trust you guys with roster construction. I've heard Stephanie White go on camera multiple times talking about how she wants to build this team around Kelsey Mitchell. Wrong flag, red flag. I think that is absolutely ridiculous for her to even utter those words. Ridiculous.
But here's the thing. This is Caitlin Clark's team. With her health now confirmed at 100%, Caitlin Clark is officially cleared for full 5-on-5 basketball activities. This is a pivotal milestone. It means she's ready to get back to her demanding regimen, putting an end to any limitations she had. The road to recovery has been tough, but this clearance marks the real start of her comeback tour. It's setting the stage for her to unleash her full potential on the court, no holding back. The anticipation is just almost unbearable.
I'm talking about how she wants to build this team around Kelsey Mitchell. Wrong flag, red flag. I think that is absolutely ridiculous for her to even utter those words. Ridiculous. This is Caitlin Clark's team. This is Caitlin Clark's show. That's the reason you actually came over here from Connecticut. So I don't trust Stephanie White in terms of, I feel like she's trying to prop up Kelsey Mitchell over Caitlin Clark when I feel like they can coexist. We watched them play great basketball post-Olympic break. It was beautiful basketball to watch, and it was must-see TV. But I don't trust Stephanie White.
The speaker's confidence in Clark's return is absolute. They're predicting an MVP season that's going to shake the league to its core. She's going to tear stuff up, was the blunt assessment, declaring that A'ja Wilson's reign is over.
That's an audacious claim.
It really sets a high bar, suggesting Clark's return won't just be impactful, but utterly dominant. She's going to rewrite the WNBA landscape and solidify her place as the sport's undeniable leader.
Howard in here and gave her all types of promises, which is why she got to the opening podium and said she would like to win MVP. If that wasn't it, we ran past a lot of the stop signs. Us Indiana Fever fans, we were so excited to watch Caitlin Clark do damage in year 2. We flew past all of the warnings. We can't trust them to put the right team around Caitlin Clark. They brought Natasha Howard in here and promised her that she'd be up for MVP. She's talking about, I would like to win MVP. What? You the fourth option.
However, a massive shadow hangs over this highly anticipated comeback. It's all about the ongoing WNBA collective bargaining agreement negotiations. Alarmingly, the league's main people seem totally distracted. They're showing more interest in Project B and unrivaled than they are in securing a stable future for the WNBA. This alarming conflict of interest threatens to derail the entire foundation that Clark's return is built on. It creates significant uncertainty for upcoming seasons, and frankly, this diversion of focus from crucial CBA talks could potentially derail Caitlin Clark from annihilating all of these ladies in the 2020s. The speaker fears these external ventures are prioritizing personal gain over the league's longevity and its star players' careers. That kind of scenario would be a catastrophic blow to both fans and players, casting a long, dark shadow over the future of women's basketball. The stakes are incredibly high, and the speaker vocalizes deep concerns about the integrity of these negotiations, explicitly stating they're not 100% confident they're even negotiating in good faith. This profound lack of trust suggests there might be ulterior motives at play, potentially jeopardizing the very framework of the league itself. If the foundational agreements aren't handled transparently and fairly, the ripple effects could undermine everything, including the much-anticipated return of its biggest star. The issue of transparency isn't new either. It plagued Clark's initial injury reports. Fans remember conflicting information from reputable reporters like Scott Agnes and Chloe Peterson, leaving everyone confused and distrustful. While not blaming the reporters, the speaker highlighted how these discrepancies created a narrative of obfuscation, making it impossible for fans to get clear, consistent updates on their favorite player's condition. The truth was just elusive. The official injury list often classified Clark as day-to-day for months at a time, followed by ambiguous game-time decisions. This extended period of vague updates felt absolutely ridiculous and embarrassing. It struck fans as intentionally misleading, and such a prolonged lack of clear communication fostered a deep sense of frustration and resentment, making her recent direct health confirmation a much-needed breath of fresh air amidst all the secrecy. This consistent pattern of misinformation left fans feeling very scammy, as if they were being deliberately misled about Clark's health and readiness. The absence of transparent communication created a pervasive atmosphere of doubt, really eroding that vital connection between the team and its supporters. It's a harsh accusation, suggesting the organization's actions prioritized secrecy over building a foundation of trust with its dedicated fanbase. Beyond health concerns, another major red flag for the speaker is Stephanie White's repeated declaration of wanting to build the team around Kelsey Mitchell. This statement is seen as absolutely ridiculous, a fundamental misjudgment of the team's core and its most significant asset. It suggests a strategic vision that dramatically undervalues Caitlin Clark's transformative impact, creating immediate friction regarding team leadership and direction. The speaker firmly believes that the Indiana Fever is Caitlin Clark's team, and her presence is the reason White even came over from Connecticut. White's alleged strategy of centering Kelsey Mitchell is perceived as an attempt to prop up one player over another, ignoring the undeniable star power. This strategic misstep threatens to undermine the entire team dynamic, potentially stifling the growth of its biggest talent. Despite these strategic disagreements, the speaker acknowledges that Clark and Mitchell can coexist. They cite their great basketball post-Olympics break as beautiful basketball to watch. This period was must-see TV, demonstrating their on-court chemistry. So, the issue isn't their ability to play together, but rather White's stated intent to build around Mitchell, which is viewed as a misguided approach to roster construction and leadership. The Fever's questionable roster decisions even extend to free agency, notably bringing in Natasha Howard with all types of promises. Howard even spoke publicly about winning MVP, despite being, in the speaker's view, merely a fourth option. This highlights a disconnect between organizational promises and on-court reality, suggesting a pattern of overselling roles and mismanaging player expectations. Such moves destabilize team cohesion and resource allocation. Another criticized move was offering Dewana Bonner a max contract, only for her to scam them and ran off on the plug. This phrase vividly describes a scenario where the team invested heavily in a player who seemingly didn't deliver, or perhaps quickly departed after signing. Such misjudgments in player acquisition further underscore the speaker's deep concerns about the front office's competence in building a championship-caliber roster. The speaker admits that as Indiana Fever fans, everyone was just so excited to watch Caitlin Clark do her thing. We just flew past all of the warnings. This candid confession highlights the overwhelming euphoria surrounding Clark's arrival, which unfortunately overshadowed glaring organizational red flags. That collective excitement blinded fans to existing problems, a costly oversight that now resurfaces as critical questions about the team's direction. Caitlin Clark is 100% healthy, ready to do damage, and start cooking again. The talent is undeniable, the potential boundless, but the lingering question, the ultimate uncertainty, is whether the Indiana Fever organization can truly get it right. Can they provide the transparent, trustworthy, and strategically sound environment necessary for her to thrive? The answer remains to be seen, and it will dictate the future success of the WNBA's brightest star.